Hi here, Vince here. I'm fine. Hi here, Vince here. I'm back for another video, and today I'm doing a Strictly review, week 6 on the dance floor. And yes, it was another week on Strictly. Motzi was back, yay! And yeah, it was a good, decent week on the dance floor, and yeah. It was another week on the dance floor. So who went out this week? Well, spoiler, it was Clara and Aliash. They were eliminated after performing their jive. And I gotta say, I think the judges did make the right decision in the end. It was a very close one. And the result was split. Shirley had to make the casting vote for the first time this series, so it was not an easy decision. But Clara, I'm sad because I did predict her to win the show when the lineup was first announced, and you know, she made it to week 6, which, you know, is half. She got halfway through and almost to the quarterfinals, and she came 7th, so not too bad. And yeah, I guess the jive, I feel like that was a dance that could have been executed much better. Oh, it was such a shame. It really was such a shame, because I think the jive she did just wasn't that good up to the standard it could have been. She forgot a bit of the routine, you know. All parts of it went wrong. It was a mistake after mistake, which was so unfortunate. I think also the shoes she was wearing, I think she could have been benefit off wearing high heels, because then she could have had a bit more of a bounce in her performance. And it came across, and I think that's why it came across a bit flat-footed as well, which was a shame. When she was in the dance-off, she was much better. That was the performance that she should have done on Saturday night. It's a shame, because the jive could have been, you know, I was really hoping it could have been like another Charleston, or that she did a couple of weeks ago, that it could have had a moment like that. But sadly it didn't, and she did finish bottom of the leaderboard, so in a way she did deserve to go home, especially in 2 weeks in a row, finishing last in the judge leaderboard. I think it was time for Clara to go, but it was just sad, because I do like Clara, and to be fair, she has been the best Radio 1 DJ we've ever had to do the show. The standard is not that very high when you compare her to Scott Mills and Dev, well, although Dev was robbed last year, but he didn't go that far. But yeah, she's the best Radio 1 DJ that's done Strictly. yeah, I'm sad, because she had so much great. She always brought so much great enthusiasm, great energy to the performances. Always, and she had great personality. And Aliash as well. Oh, he's so nice, Aliash. He's such a lovely guy, Aliash. He really is, and I love their chemistry together. I thought it worked really well. So I'm sad to see 2 nice people leave the competition. But it's a competition at the end of the day. It's not a personality competition. We can't just keep the nice people in. We have to keep the talent in. Jamie and Karen were also in the dance-off as well with their tango. It was a good tango. It took a while to get on. It was playing chess for a while, but it was a decent, good tango. I think it was nice to see Jamie doing a bit of ballroom now than his high energy performances. So it was a nice change of pace. I think he was in the dance-off because he went early on in the running order, and also he did score. It was 24. He was in that mixed bag of couples that got 24, and I guess he was early on, so people kind of maybe forgot about him when the voting happened. I'm happy. I think the judges did make the right decision of saving him, and I don't think he should be too worried that he was in the dance-off because, you know, it was a tough week, really. Who else? I was really happy to see Mason Gorka also not be in the dance-off. I think their quick step was a really good show closer. I knew the producers were going to put them on last because they wouldn't put her on early again, because they probably were hoping that she would avoid the dance-off, and she did, and that was nice actually, because I don't think that would have been good on Maisie to do the dance-off again, but she had a really good quick step. It was just so good, so polished, so the way they use the bench, you know, having a somersault in the routine is not you would usually do in a traditional quick step. However, it was impressive though, nevertheless, and the footwork was well. They were both in time, and yeah, it was a really good quick step. I'm really happy she got 10s as well at last. But Harvey and Jeanette topped the leaderboard with their couple's choice, getting the first full 30 of the series with their couple's choice. Yes, the judges were really impressed by Harvey and Jeanette. I have to say, I actually quite like the animation they used on the floor. I thought that looked really clever. Yeah, it looked like when they were sitting down on the floor, it looked really impressive. It's not as, it's not good thing that I'm actually talking about the animation and staging more than the dance. But no, actually it was actually a good, decent routine. I like that Jeanette didn't make it seem gimmicky and a bit childish. It was more of a contemporary routine than a gimmicky, yo-yo-yo street dance kind of routine, which I'm happy they didn't go down that route. And it was more contemporary. I didn't get emotionally gripped by the performance when you compare it to, like, let's say, Will and Jeanette's performance last year. I didn't get so emotional, but it was still very good. They were both in sync, and yeah, it was losing a bit of an emotion for me, so maybe I would have given it a 9, but I respect that it got 10s because it was really good routine, and it was actually quite nice to see like Harvey really getting a little bit emotional when they interviewed his family. I thought, he is actually a nice lad, really, Harvey. I know he's young, he might not be everybody's cup of tea, but he's a nice guy actually. He is a really nice guy actually, deep down. And he's really good, he's a really good dancer, really. I mean, couple's choice, you can't really go, I've said before, couple's choice of the last 3 years, you can't really go wrong, in my opinion, with a couple's choice. I can't remember a time where a couple's choice has been really low down on the leaderboard, apart from Michelle and Giovanni, but we won't go there. But no, it was a good routine at the end of the day, and it did deserve to top the leaderboard. Yeah, I'm happy for them. I think they're definitely going to the final, and they're definitely contenders to win the series, so yeah, good for them. JJ and Amy did a Viennese waltz, which I'm surprised they did a Viennese waltz considering they did a waltz in week 1, and I kind of thought, well, with a short series they wouldn't do a waltz and a Viennese waltz, but they did. It was very nice, very beautiful. I really enjoyed it. I was watching with my mum and she said, that left me feeling wet. Ooh. So she wasn't feeling it, but I was, and the judges were, and it was actually a beautiful routine. I think, yeah, JJ really suits the ballroom. And he was in a kilt, so it was nice that he brought a bit of Scotland to the performance, although, he could have left the kilt behind him. I think they were trying to tell the story a bit, which it had heart in the performance. There was a lot of heart. I think maybe even more heart than maybe Harvey and Jeanette had, but it was nice. I would like to see now him doing how well he will do get another Latin routine now, how that work, if he will get a chance to do another Latin routine. We'll see. Bill on OT, They were fine, they were good. Not the strongest we've seen of them. Yeah, it was the jive. It was a bit stompy in places, but it was better than Clara and Alyash's jive, that's for sure. And at least they had the right footwear on them. I don't know about Will. The last couple of years he's lost his mojo a bit, I feel. He hasn't been as strong as he was earlier in the series. I hope he gets better musical next week. Yeah, I hope he gets a good routine. And who else? Ranveer and Jeanette. That's the last one. Yes, it is. I haven't talked about. They did a American Smooth. Yes, it was American Smooth. They did. It was a bit safe, you know. It was very nice, very gentle. It could have took a bit more risks. They could have been a bit more daring with their routine and their lifts. It's a bit safe. But maybe next week they'll have a bit more risk in their routine. Yeah. But I was worried they might have been in the dance-off because I was worried people might not remember that. But maybe there is a lot of support from Ranveer, you know, and Giovanni, you know. Yeah. Ranveer might be like the dark horse of the competition. You never know how Clara and Aliyah, she's gone. Maybe they might make the final. Who knows? They could surprise us all at the final and, you know, might steal that trophy. You never know. You never know. But yeah, it's so interesting. Every week, you know, there's a different person at the top of the leaderboard. It's so hard to predict the series. You just don't know who's. I mean, even the front runners, you know, Harvey and Jeanette and Amazing Gulka are not topping the leaderboard every week. So it's just so hard to predict, you know, who will be at the top of the leaderboard each week. Yeah. Next week is musicals week, which I'm not a huge fan of musicals, but considering there's no musicals going on right now, I guess it might be the best time for it. Yeah, I don't mind some musicals, I guess. I'm just not a big musical lover, really, myself, but yeah, it'd be interesting what routines they would do. There might be some songs I quite like. But yeah. It's here to stay. In any case, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this review of mine.